If you are listening to this story today, then maybe destiny itself has brought you here. Because this is not just a tale of two men. It is the door to a journey that has guided seekers for centuries. A path walked by Shams of Tabriz and Jalaluddin Rumi. And if you are a beginner in the world of Sufism, then let this be your first step. Our story begins in a land of dust, wind, and wandering hearts, 13th century Persia. It was a time when the world was noisy with scholars, kings, poets, and warriors. Everyone claimed to know truth, but very few had tasted it. And somewhere in this world, two souls were being prepared to meet. Rumi, the famous scholar of Konya, a man of books, sermons, prestige. People came from far places just to hear him speak. His voice carried authority. His words carried weight. But deep inside, a silence was waiting. A silence he himself did not understand. A silence that demanded not knowledge, but awakening. On the other side, Shams of Tabriz, a dervish, a wanderer. Some said mad, some said saint, some said troublemaker. He wasn't interested in pleasing people. He wasn't interested in rules, traditions, reputations. He was searching for one thing only, a heart that could burn with divine love, a companion who could understand the fire inside him. And everywhere he went, he asked only one question: is there someone here who can walk with me all the way to God?
Most people laughed. Some feared him. Some avoided him, because truth, when raw and sharp, looks dangerous, and Shams carried truth like a blade. For years he wandered, from city to city, from desert to desert. He prayed one prayer with tears in his eyes: "O God, where is the friend you promised me?" And one night, in deep meditation, he saw a vision. A scholar, surrounded by students. But the scholar's heart was empty, waiting, calling. And Shams whispered to himself, "I must find him." Meanwhile, far in Konya, Rumi's life was well disciplined. He prayed, taught, preached, and served the community. People loved him, but love, admiration, respect, none of these awakened the sleeping volcano inside him. Something deeper was required, something disruptive, something that could shake him out of comfort. And destiny had already begun its work. One morning, Rumi sat in his study room, shelves filled with Qurans, tafsirs, commentaries, books of law. Students sat around him, ready to hear another lecture. They looked at him with admiration, but inside him, Rumi felt a strange heaviness, as if the world was whispering, "Something is coming." And at that exact moment, Shams entered Konya. He walked in like a man carrying a storm. His clothes were dusty, his eyes were burning. He had no introduction, no reputation, no followers, just a presence that disturbed the air around him. People stared at him with suspicion, but Shams did not care. He walked directly toward the madrasa, as if guided by an invisible hand. The moment he reached the courtyard, Rumi was stepping out with his students. Their eyes met, and time froze. Imagine two oceans suddenly crashing into each other. That is what their meeting felt like. Shams spoke first. His voice was calm, but blazing inside. He asked a question that would change both of their lives forever. He pointed at Rumi's books and said, "Tell me, what is the purpose of all this knowledge if it does not lead you to God?" The courtyard fell silent. Students stared, shocked. Who is this rude stranger? How dare he question the great scholar? But Rumi did not feel insulted. Instead, he felt something break inside him, something open, something long forgotten. And Shams continued, "Knowledge is a sea, but love? Love is a storm that can swallow that sea. Have you ever tasted that storm?" Rumi could not answer. For the first time in years, he felt like a student again, not a teacher, not a scholar, a seeker. And in that moment, the journey began. For beginners in Sufism, this is your lesson number 1. The real path starts when someone shatters your illusions, when someone questions the things you hold too tightly, when someone shakes you awake. Shams became that earthquake in Rumi's life. From that day, they began spending hours together, talking, discussing, praying, challenging each other. Shams tore down every wall inside Rumi. He pushed him to let go of ego, reputation, pride, fear. He told him, if you want to reach God, you must burn, not with suffering, but with love. Rumi listened, and slowly the scholar became a lover. The preacher became a seeker. The intellectual became a mystic. Students who once admired him now felt betrayed. Why was their respected teacher sitting with a wandering dervish? Why was he ignoring his lectures? Why was he changing? But transformation is never comfortable, and love is never accepted by the crowd. The city began to whisper. Some said Shams used magic on Rumi. Some said he destroyed Rumi's mind. Some said he was jealous. But none could see what was actually happening inside Rumi's heart. A fire was being lit. A new world was opening. And Rumi was tasting something he never tasted before, the intoxication of divine love. Beginner's lesson number 2. The path of Sufism begins when the heart becomes restless for truth, when the world is no longer enough, when the soul whispers, there's something beyond. Shams taught Rumi that prayer is not just movement, but a union. That knowledge is not just reading, but becoming. That love is not just emotion, but annihilation. Every night, under the moonlight, they spoke for hours. Shams asked questions that made Rumi unravel from inside. Who are you without your books? Who is God to you? Where does your love begin and where does it end? Rumi had answers at first, scholarly answers, memorized answers, but Shams pushed deeper, until finally Rumi said one night, I don't know. Shams smiled. Now your journey begins. For beginners in Sufism, this is your lesson number 3. Admit that you don't know. The path only opens when the ego bows down. And so, day by day, Rumi changed. His heart softened. His eyes opened. He began to hear music in silence. He began to see light in ordinary things. He began to dance. Yes, Rumi began to dance, because love moved inside him like a river breaking through stone. This was only the beginning.